What if one cold signature, written minutes before Christmas, secretly destroyed the wrong life? The lobby of Whitmore Capital looked like a holiday postcard gone fake. Twinkling lights everywhere, carols floating through hidden speakers, smiles stretched just a little too tight. But 32 floors up, inside a glass-walled conference room, the air was dead quiet. No music, no warmth, just the soft scratch of a pen sealing a fate. Before we continue, please tell us, where in the world are you tuning in from? And if you believe that stories of kindness, everyday miracles, and ordinary people deserve to be shared even further. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any journey like this one. Daniel Carter sat perfectly still. Across the table, a woman he barely knew flipped through paperwork like she was speed-checking groceries. Efficient, detached, done with it. Her nameplate read Evelyn Cross, Chief Executive Officer, 40-something, razor-sharp eyes. Zero hesitation. She slid the final page toward him. Sign here. Daniel didn't argue, didn't plead, didn't even ask why, because he already knew it wouldn't matter. He signed. Outside the room, his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, stood on her tiptoes, nose pressed to the glass, watching her dad lose his job 5 days before Christmas. She clutched her purple backpack like it could protect her from whatever was happening inside. Daniel gathered the papers, stood up straight, and walked out like his spine hadn't just cracked in half. The office floor below was dressed up like it was throwing a party. Tinsel draped over cubicles. A tiny Christmas tree blinked cheerfully near reception. Holiday cheer everywhere, except where Daniel stood, stuffing his entire career into a cardboard box. Family photos. A macaroni art heart Lily made in 2nd grade. A crayon drawing labeled Best Dad Ever in shaky letters. Coworkers stared. Some whispered. Others suddenly found spreadsheets fascinating. One guy Daniel used to eat lunch with couldn't even meet his eyes. Classic corporate survival mode. Daddy, Lily whispered, tugging his coat. Didn't you say there were gonna be snowman cookies today? Daniel knelt down, heart pounding, hands shaking as he zipped her jacket. Sometimes, kiddo, he said quietly, doing the right thing doesn't come with a prize. She thought about that hard. Did you do the right thing? He pulled her close, breathing in her strawberry shampoo, wishing he could freeze time. I tried, Peanut, I really did. 3 floors above, Evelyn Cross stood at her window, swirling amber liquid in a crystal glass. Below her, snow fell gently as a man and a little girl crossed the plaza hand in hand. Something twisted in her chest. She crushed it immediately. Business was business. Numbers didn't care about feelings. Shareholders didn't send Christmas cards. Daniel Carter was a liability and she'd handled it clean and fast, or so she thought. She turned back to her desk, unaware that the report she trusted was a lie, unaware that the man she just fired was innocent, and unaware that fate was already lining up a brutal way to make her face the truth. Because sometimes karma doesn't knock. Sometimes it breaks down your door when you least expect it. What if the truth was already buried, and the man who buried it was smiling in plain sight? The report that ended Daniel Carter's career was 17 pages long, polished to perfection, stamped with authority, and signed by the one man everyone trusted, Victor Hale, Senior VP of Risk Management. Every sentence screamed guilty. Every chart pointed one direction. Every timestamp sealed the narrative. And every single word was a lie. 6 months earlier, Victor Hale had been sweating bullets in this same building. Not from the cold. He never felt cold, but from numbers spiraling out of control. He had pushed an aggressive investment strategy on the Henderson account, cutting corners, skipping safeguards, chasing a bonus big enough to erase his second divorce and fund the beachfront house his new girlfriend kept casually mentioning. For 4 months, the gamble paid off. Victor looked like a genius. Then September hit like a wrecking ball. Markets shifted. Margin calls exploded. $46 million vanished in a single week. Victor had two options. Option 1, own it, confess, watch 18 years of corporate climbing turn into a career obituary. Option 2, torch someone else. Daniel Carter made it too easy. Mid-level analyst, no political pull. Left work early, every day to pick up his kid. Flagged concerns about the Henderson account in internal emails. Emails Victor had brushed off, then quietly deleted once the losses surfaced. The plan was dirty and brilliant. Victor fabricated access logs showing Daniel logging into systems after hours. He backdated approvals, forged signatures, built a paper trail so tight even forensic teams wouldn't blink unless they knew exactly where to look. Daniel fought back. Hard, he asked for server logs, requested a board review, submitted copies of his warning memos, but Victor had history here, golfed with board members. Hired Evelyn, Cross's former executive assistant, knew which doors stayed locked and which emails disappeared. By the time Christmas Eve arrived, the verdict was already written. Evelyn Cross read the report late into the night. She trusted it, trusted Victor, trusted the process. She glanced at Daniel's file. Average reviews, no drama, nothing remarkable, and concluded she was looking at a desperate man who crossed the line. She never asked why the timestamps placed Daniel in the office on nights his daughter's school records showed parent-teacher meetings. She never asked why a first-time fraudster would leave such obvious digital fingerprints. She never asked him anything at all. 3 doors down, Victor watched Daniel leave the building with a box in his arms. He poured champagne. Outside, snow erased footprints. Inside, guilt waited patiently. It didn't hit Victor right away. Guilt never does. It creeps in during the quiet moments when the noise fades and your mind won't shut up. It showed up at night when he closed his eyes and saw a little girl pressing her face against a glass wall. Meanwhile, Daniel's world was collapsing fast. Rent due, savings thin. Job offers non-existent once terminated for misconduct followed his name. Lily asked innocent questions he couldn't answer without breaking. And somewhere deep inside the Whitmore Capital servers, the truth sat hidden, untouched, waiting. Like a loaded gun no one realized was pointed straight at the wrong man. Because lies don't stay buried forever. They wait for the exact moment to explode. What if the woman who ruined his life was about to need him more than she knew? January didn't care that it was a new year. It showed up bitter, cruel, and unforgiving, just like life had been to Daniel Carter lately. He was driving along Interstate 91, heater struggling, Lily humming softly in the passenger seat, when he spotted a luxury sedan pulled onto the shoulder. Hazard lights blinking, hood up, no other cars slowing down. Daniel hesitated for half a second. Gas wasn't cheap, time was tight, and lately the world hadn't exactly been kind to him. Then Lily looked up. "Daddy, that car's stuck." That was it. Daniel pulled over. The woman standing beside the sedan looked frustrated and frozen, wrapped in an expensive coat that clearly wasn't built for New England winter. Her heels sank into the snow as she paced, phone in hand, battery blinking red. Daniel didn't recognize her at first. Without the boardroom lighting and tailored suit, Evelyn Cross looked human. Wind-burned cheeks, smudged mascara. Alone. He popped the hood, flashlight in hand, moving with the confidence of someone who fixed things because he had to, not because it was fun. "Battery connection's loose," he said. "Happens in the cold." He worked fast, efficient, calm. Evelyn watched him, something tightening in her chest. The irony of it all pressed down hard. 3 weeks ago, she had signed a paper that stripped this man of his livelihood. Now he was on his knees in the snow, saving her. Lily cracked the window open. "My daddy helps everybody," she announced proudly. Even people who don't say thank you, he says that's just how you're supposed to be. Daniel shot her a look. Window up, kiddo, it's freezing. But I'm not cold. Window up, Lily obeyed after adding, he also makes the best pancakes, with chocolate chips. Evelyn laughed before she could stop herself. Daniel closed the hood. You'll make it to a service station about 4 miles up. Tell Manny that Danny sent you, he won't rip you off. Thank you, Evelyn said. The words felt stupidly small. Daniel nodded and walked back to his truck, already done with the interaction. No bitterness, no recognition, just kindness handed out like it was normal. She watched his taillights disappear into the snow, feeling smaller than she had in years. That night, Evelyn couldn't sleep. She pulled Daniel Carter's file from her home office and read it again, slowly this time. Community service notes, letters praising his integrity, a salary cut he took to care for his dying mother. None of it matched the villain she had accepted so easily. The math wasn't mathing anymore. 2 weeks later, fate shoved them together again. Evelyn nearly walked straight into Daniel outside a coffee shop. Recognition flashed in his eyes instantly this time, and the warmth she'd seen on the highway vanished. "Miss Cross," he said politely, cold, distant. Lily tugged his sleeve. "Daddy, that's the car lady." Evelyn opened her mouth to speak, apologize, explain, fix something, but Daniel beat her to it. "You don't owe me anything," he said flatly, "and I don't want your guilt money." He walked away, dignity intact, leaving her standing there with something she hadn't felt in 20 years, helpless. And for the first time, Evelyn Cross realized money couldn't fix what she'd broken. What if the smallest voice in the room asked the one question no adult dared to? March rolled in slow and stubborn, refusing to let winter go. Evelyn Cross stood in a downtown hotel ballroom, shaking hands, smiling on autopilot and writing checks with the ease of someone who had done this 1,000 times before. The fundraiser was for a children's hospital. Doctors, donors, politicians, everyone pretending to care while enjoying top-shelf drinks. Evelyn was mid-conversation when a soft but fearless voice cut through the noise. "I know you," she turned. Lily Carter stood in front of her wearing a slightly oversized dress, ponytail crooked like it had lost a fight with gravity. She stared up at Evelyn without fear, without hesitation. "You're the car lady," Lily said. "And the cookie shop lady." Evelyn swallowed. "Yes, I am." Before she could say anything else, Lily added, loud enough to hurt, "You're also the lady who made my daddy sad." The hospital administrator beside Evelyn vanished instantly, like smoke in a fire drill. Daniel appeared behind Lily, mortified. "Lily, we talked about this." "But Daddy," she said, tugging his hand, "you always say if you don't understand something, you should ask." Evelyn knelt down, ignoring the way her designer dress brushed the floor. She looked Lily in the eyes. "What do you want to ask me?" Lily didn't hesitate. "Why did you fire my daddy? He didn't do anything bad, and my daddy never lies, not even about little stuff." The room didn't actually go quiet, but for Evelyn, everything stopped. Lily kept going. "Did someone lie to you? Like when my friend Emma thought I took her eraser, but I didn't. She was mad until the real kid told the truth." Daniel tried to step in. "That's enough, sweetheart." But Evelyn raised a hand gently. Sometimes truth didn't come from boardrooms or audits. Sometimes it came from a 7-year-old with zero filter. "I think," Evelyn said slowly, "that I believed the wrong person." Lily nodded seriously. "That happens. But when Emma said sorry, we were friends again." Daniel guided Lily away toward the dessert table, leaving Evelyn standing there with a crack spreading through the armor she'd worn for decades. That night, she didn't go home. She went to the office. At 11:07 p.m., Evelyn Cross swiped her access card and walked into Whitmore Capital like a ghost. She headed straight to the server floor with Janet, the one IT specialist she trusted, smart, loyal, and allergic to corporate nonsense. "I need everything," Evelyn said. "Deleted files, backup servers." All of it. For 6 hours they dug. At 4:18 a.m., Janet leaned back in her chair. "Well, that's interesting. Hidden logs, partial deletions, access credentials that didn't line up, files modified by someone who knew exactly how the system worked, but didn't clean up as well as he thought. Victor Hale's digital fingerprints were everywhere. School calendars contradicted login timestamps. Backup servers revealed altered documents. Email trails showed warnings Daniel had sent and Victor had erased. By sunrise, Evelyn knew 2 things with absolute certainty. Daniel Carter was innocent, and she had helped destroy him. She confronted Victor the next afternoon. He smiled, bluffed, threatened, warned her about stock prices and board politics. She wasn't listening anymore. "You've got 20 minutes, she said calmly. "Call a lawyer." Security escorted him out before the market closed. 2 days later, Victor Hale was arrested. And for the first time since Christmas Eve, the truth was finally breathing. But one question remained. Would the truth be enough to heal the damage already done? Because some wounds don't close just because justice shows up late. What if clearing his name wasn't the hardest part, but asking for his forgiveness was? The news broke fast. Victor Hale's arrest led every business channel by noon: fraud, falsified records, obstruction. His smug smile replaced with handcuffs. Commentators called it shocking. Analysts called it rare. Employees called it karma. Evelyn Cross called an emergency board meeting. She didn't sugarcoat a damn thing. She laid out the evidence. The fake logs, the deleted emails, the timeline that proved Daniel Carter had been framed. And then she did something no one expected. She took responsibility. "I trusted the wrong executive," she said. "I moved too fast. I failed to ask the right questions. And because of that, an innocent man lost his job, his reputation, and his sense of security." Silence. Then she added, "If you want my resignation, I'll sign it today." The board declined unanimously. But Evelyn knew their forgiveness didn't mean squat. Only one person's did. She didn't send an email, didn't draft a press-approved apology. She drove to the construction site where Daniel now worked. Steel beams, mud, the smell of sweat and honest labor. She waited 3 hours in her car. Daniel walked out at sunset, dusty boots, jacket slung over his shoulder. He froze when he saw her. "I came to apologize," Evelyn said, stepping out. "For real. Not the corporate kind." She told him everything. Victor, the evidence, the arrest. The press conference planned for the next morning. Then she made the offer. Your job back, any role you want, full back pay, benefits. Public apology. Daniel leaned against her car, quiet for a long time. Finally, he said, "You didn't ask me a single question before you fired me. I know. You didn't look me in the eye. I know. I don't need your guilt money. I know." The silence stretched. "I've got a new job," Daniel continued. "Pays half as much, but people talk to each other. My daughter sleeps through the night again." Evelyn nodded, throat tight. "I'll think about it," he said finally. "Not because I forgive you, because Lily deserves to see that the truth matters." The press conference shook the company. Evelyn stood at the podium and said Daniel's name out loud, said it clearly, said it publicly. Cameras flashed. Headlines wrote themselves. "We were wrong," she said, "and we are making it right." Daniel watched from the back row, Lily sitting on his lap, swinging her feet. Afterward, he shook Evelyn's hand. "Thank you," he said, "for telling the truth." Weeks passed. Daniel accepted her offer, but on his terms. He didn't want a fancy title. He wanted a new department, employee advocacy, whistleblower protection, a system that made sure what happened to him never happened again. Evelyn didn't hesitate. Done, spring softened the city. Daniel returned to Whitmore Capital, not as a victim, not as a pawn, but as someone with purpose. Some coworkers avoided him. Others tried way too hard. He didn't care. Lily visited the office once and declared Evelyn's office too clean. Justice had been served. But forgiveness, that was still pending, because some scars don't fade just because the truth finally shows up. And sometimes, the hardest rebuild isn't a career, it's trust. What if healing didn't come from apologies, but from showing up when it mattered most? Daniel Carter didn't come back to Whitmore Capital like a hero. He came back like a man with work to do. His new office sat one floor below the executive suite, close enough to matter, far enough to stay grounded. The nameplate read Director of Employee Advocacy. No senior, no ego. Daniel wanted people to knock without feeling small. And knock they did. Whispers turned into conversations. Conversations turned into closed-door confessions. Employees who had swallowed injustice for years finally spoke up, quietly at first, then with growing confidence. Daniel listened, took notes, asked questions Evelyn once hadn't. Some days were heavy, some stories stuck with him. But every evening he left at the same time, 5:30 sharp. Lily came first. Always, Evelyn noticed. She found herself inventing reasons to visit the 31st floor. Budget updates, policy questions, progress checks she didn't actually need. They talked about work, then life, then nothing important at all. It felt normal, and that scared her. One Saturday morning, Lily's school held a soccer game fundraiser. Daniel coached, sneakers on muddy grass, whistle hanging crooked around his neck. He cheered every kid like they were champions. Evelyn showed up awkwardly, standing on the sidelines in jeans she hadn't worn in years. Lily spotted her instantly. "Claire," she yelled, having decided weeks ago that Evelyn was too long a name. Daniel raised an eyebrow. "Since when is she Claire?" "Since she brings orange slices," Lily said, like that explained everything. Evelyn laughed. Hard. She handed out snacks, clapped for goals, learned that life didn't collapse when she wasn't optimizing every second. Later that night, Daniel invited her in for coffee, just coffee. His apartment was small but warm. Lily's artwork covered the fridge. Evelyn stared at it longer than she meant to. "I hung one in my office," she admitted. "The yellow house," Lily grinned. Yellow means happy but still learning. That landed deeper than Lily knew. Weeks passed. Victor Hale was convicted, 12 years. No appeals worth mentioning. Headlines moved on as they always do. But real life kept going. One evening, after Lily fell asleep, Daniel and Evelyn sat in the kitchen surrounded by half-finished mugs and quiet. "I'm not there yet," Daniel said suddenly. Evelyn nodded. "I don't expect you to be. I still remember Christmas Eve. I know, but I also see what you're doing now." Silence. Then soft, tentative, he kissed her, not fireworks, not drama. Just two people choosing to step forward instead of back. Lily walked in 5 seconds later. "Are you guys being weird?" "Yes," Daniel said, "extremely." "Cool, can I have more cake?" They laughed. Outside, the seasons turned again. This time, the lights meant something different. Because redemption isn't loud. It's quiet. It's consistent. It shows up every day and does the work. And sometimes, it leads to something that looks a lot like love. What if the past didn't disappear but finally loosened its grip? By autumn, Whitmore Capital felt different. Not louder, not softer, just more honest. Daniel's department had teeth now. Anonymous reporting, independent audits, real consequences. People stopped whispering in hallways and started speaking up in offices with doors wide open. Some executives hated it. Evelyn didn't care. She backed Daniel publicly and privately. Every time someone tried to slow things down or handle it quietly, she shut it down fast. "No more shortcuts," she'd say. "We already paid for those." Daniel watched her closely. change wasn't a speech, it was pattern, and hers held. Outside the office, life moved in gentler rhythms. Second grade hit Lily like a boss battle, homework, soccer practice, school projects that somehow involved glue at midnight. Daniel coached. Evelyn learned how to braid hair badly. "Why is it lumpy?" Lily asked. "It's abstract," Evelyn replied. Lily accepted this. One evening, Lily's class hosted a small art show. Construction paper masterpieces lined the walls. Parents smiled proudly, pretending to understand modern art made by 7-year-olds. Lily dragged Evelyn and Daniel to her display. "This one's us," she said, pointing. 3 stick figures stood under a bright yellow sun. One tall, one medium, one tiny, holding both hands. Daniel swallowed hard. "What's the title?" Evelyn asked. Lily grinned. "Second chances." Something shifted, not dramatically, just enough. Later that night, Daniel sat alone on the fire escape, staring at the city lights. The memories still came sometimes: Christmas Eve, the box, the glass wall, but they didn't choke him anymore. Evelyn joined him with 2 mugs of cocoa. "I still wake up thinking about it," she said quietly. "The day I fired you." "I know," he replied. "I'd undo it if I could." "I know." They sat in silence. "I don't hate you anymore," Daniel said finally. "But forgiveness, that's a process." She nodded. "I'll wait." Winter crept back in. One night in December, snow started falling heavy and slow. Evelyn stood at the same conference room window where it had all begun a year earlier. Lights glowed below. This time she wasn't alone. Daniel stood beside her, Lily between them. "Remember last Christmas?" Lily asked. Daniel smiled softly. "Yeah, it was sad," she said, "but this one's better." Evelyn's throat tightened. Because Lily was right. Pain didn't vanish, but it didn't own them anymore either. The company threw its annual holiday event. Smaller this year, less flashy, more real. Daniel watched employees laugh, actually laugh. Evelyn caught his hand. And for the first time, he didn't pull away. The past had shaped them, scarred them, but it no longer controlled the story. Because sometimes healing isn't about forgetting, it's about choosing what comes next. What if forgiveness finally showed up, but demanded one last hard choice? The trial ended on a gray Thursday morning. Victor Hale was found guilty on every major count: fraud, falsified records, obstruction. The sentence came fast. 12 years, no dramatic outburst, no last words worth remembering. Evelyn watched the verdict on a muted TV in her office. Daniel stood beside her, hands in his pockets. No cheering, no relief parade, just a quiet exhale. "That's it?" Daniel asked. "That's it," Evelyn said. It surprised her how empty justice felt when it finally arrived. Necessary, yes. Satisfying, not really. Life didn't pause for verdicts. Daniel's department grew fast. Whistleblower reports poured in, not just from Whitmore, but from companies asking how to build something similar. Daniel turned most down. He wanted to do this right, not fast. Then came the offer. A national firm, massive salary, influence. A chance to change corporate culture on a much bigger scale. Daniel stared at the email for hours. That night, he sat at the kitchen table long after Lily went to bed. Evelyn joined him quietly. "They want me to light it," he said, "all of it." She knew what that meant: travel, distance, change. "You'd be amazing," she said honestly. "I know." Silence filled the space between them. "And you?" he asked. Evelyn didn't dodge it. "I built my life here." "So did I," he replied softly. Lily wandered in half asleep, rubbing her eyes. "Why are you guys being quiet?" Daniel lifted her onto his lap. "I might have a new job." Her face scrunched up. "Does that mean moving?" "Maybe," she thought about it. "I like my school, but I like you happy more." That wrecked him. A week later, Daniel turned the offer down, not out of fear, out of choice. He wanted roots, not just wins. Evelyn watched him send the email and felt something settle in her chest. Spring came early that year. One afternoon, Evelyn stood at the podium again, but this time the room was empty except for employees watching on a live stream. "I'm stepping down as CEO," she said calmly. Gasps rippled through the building. "I've asked the board to appoint my successor. I'll remain as an advisor." Daniel stared at the screen, stunned. "You didn't tell me," he said that night. "I needed to know I was doing it for the right reasons," she replied. "Not guilt, not you, me. And now I want a life I don't have to escape from." They walked home together under blooming trees. Lily ran ahead, laughing. For the first time, there were no titles between them, just people. But change always demands a price, and the final test was still waiting. Because choosing love is easy, choosing sacrifice is the real proof. What if everything finally lined up and fate asked for one last leap? Life slowed down in the best way. Without the weight of the CEO title, Evelyn felt lighter, like she'd been holding her breath for 20 years and just now remembered how to exhale. She consulted, advised, showed up when asked, but she went home at normal hours. Daniel noticed the difference. So did Lily. "She smiles more now," Lily whispered one night like it was a secret worth protecting. Whitmore Capital didn't collapse without Evelyn at the helm. If anything, it stabilized. Transparency became habit. Accountability stuck. Daniel's department became the blueprint. Then came the offer he didn't see coming. The board wanted him on the executive committee. Not symbolic, real authority. Daniel stared at the proposal, heart pounding. This wasn't just about him anymore. This was about showing Lily that doing the right thing didn't always mean losing. He accepted. The announcement went public on a Monday morning. Employees applauded, not the forced kind. The real kind. That night, Daniel stood in his kitchen, tie loosened, staring at Lily's old crayon drawing still stuck to the fridge. Evelyn walked in holding 2 takeout bags. "Celebration noodles," she said. They ate on the couch, laughing about nothing important. Later, when Lily was asleep, Daniel turned serious. "I don't want to pretend the past didn't happen," he said, "but I also don't want to live inside it." Evelyn nodded. "I don't either." He reached into his pocket, not a ring, not yet. "I don't know what this is," he said, "but I know I want it." She smiled softly. "Me too." Winter returned one last time. On Christmas Eve, exactly 1 year after everything fell apart, Daniel, Evelyn, and Lily stood in the Whitmore lobby. Now quieter, humbler, warmer. Lights glowed, not blinding, just right. Lily looked up at them. "This Christmas feels different." Daniel squeezed her hand. "It is." Evelyn felt it too, because redemption isn't about erasing pain. It's about transforming it into something useful. Outside, snow fell again, soft and forgiving. And for the first time, none of them felt afraid of it. But the story wasn't over yet. One chapter remained. Because endings only matter when you've earned them. What if losing everything was the only way to find the life you were meant to live? Christmas morning arrived quietly. No chaos, no rushing, no pretending. Sunlight spilled through the apartment windows as Lily tore open wrapping paper on the living room floor, gasping dramatically at every gift like it was the greatest surprise in human history. Daniel watched from the couch, coffee in hand, heart full in a way that still surprised him. Evelyn stood in the kitchen, wearing an oversized sweater Lily had declared official family pajamas. She looked nothing like the woman who once signed termination papers without blinking, and Daniel was grateful for that. After breakfast, Lily disappeared to play with her new toys, leaving the apartment unusually quiet. Daniel turned to Evelyn. "1 year ago," he said softly, "I walked out of that building thinking my life was over." Evelyn nodded. "And I thought I'd won." They shared a small, knowing smile. "I was wrong," she said, "about a lot of things." Daniel reached for her hand. "So was I," he replied. "I thought justice always came fast." Thought doing the right thing meant you get rewarded right away. And I learned it doesn't, he said, but it still matters. They sat there, letting the truth breathe. Later that afternoon, they walked outside together. Snow dusted the sidewalks soft and clean. Lily ran ahead, laughing, leaving tiny footprints behind her. Evelyn stopped suddenly. "What?" Daniel asked. She turned to him, not dramatic, not rehearsed. "I don't want to outrun my life anymore," she said. "I want to build it with you, if you'll let me." Daniel didn't answer right away. He looked at Lily. He looked at the snow. He looked at the woman who had once broken his world, and then stayed to help rebuild it piece by piece. "I already am," he said. Lily ran back to them. "Why are you guys smiling like that?" Daniel laughed. "No reason, kiddo. That's suspicious." They walked on, three figures moving forward, not perfect, not healed completely, but honest. And for the first time, Daniel didn't feel like he was recovering from a loss. He felt like he'd arrived. Because sometimes life doesn't fall apart to punish you. Sometimes it breaks open so something better can finally begin. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe and return to our channel for more life-changing, emotional, and heartwarming stories.